Maria, you are now in the parliament. How it looks like when somebody anonymous from before came in the power and, of course, split the cards in the parliament, especially when you're saying us, and I heard there is a lots of corruption and more or less the fight between opposition and people in the power are exactly some kind of scenario, not really fight. It's more or less played role in the so-called fight, but they are playing for the same interest. And it seems too that some of them are strongly connected to the Ursula von der Leyen.
Yes. When we enter into the parliament, of course, we didn't expect the picture we saw there because we were really thinking in the beginning that there are some parties which are so-called opposition parties, and maybe we can cope with them and together we'll try to change this, the people in power. But what we have seen is that they all play the same game. They have different roles, and depending on the situation, one or the other card, let's say, is used. And it's very obvious when we were there now for 9 months, and we can see how they change the roles, how they combine themselves depending of how they vote, depending on the laws they're voting, and then we can guess their interests. And the main thing here, which maybe is interesting for your audience also, is that what we have discovered that in the beginning, the first disappointment was this one, that there is no people in this parliament, parties in this parliament, which with whom we can really cooperate. Then we were turning our heads to Europe. We went to Brussels. We had our protests there against Euro acceptance because none of the figures were okay. We are the poorest country in Europe with the lowest wages and salaries, with so many artificial statistical information, and we don't think that this is now the right time to do it. But what was our surprise also is that no one, doesn't matter of the number of signals we were sending to any European institutions present now in Brussels, no answer of any kind, no interest of anybody. Then the second disappointment was that there is no one to whom we can rely or can maybe protect us or any of these words we were hearing every day. Let's unite together. We are democracy. We are for the good of the people. We are very strong. We are going to move ahead together against the bad ones with different names, Russians, US, anybody, I mean, the bad ones in general. But they're all playing the same game, because it's obvious that our entrance into Eurozone was pushed by them. They asked for extraordinary report, which was not the one which we have every 2 years. This one is exceptional ones, and none of the figures, as I said, were right. Even on 8th of July was the date. Before 8th of July, after 8th of July, we were never been with the proper figures, and it says, which comes to say that they are the ones who want us to enter into the Eurozone. And here is not because of the tax we are going to pay or the reserve we are going to transfer, because our money are really peanuts compared to their funds and their resources, but it's about control. They want to exercise control on our territory, on our land. They want to place their factories for producing guns and something which they don't want to produce in Germany, for instance. They want to have their bases, military bases here in this territory. They want to be close to Black Sea, and which is 500 kilometers from Ukraine and Russia. They maybe want us to be close to NATO army, Turkey, the biggest one in NATO. They have their interests here. And that's why the biggest instrument they're using is to really put us under complete control by taking the currency, the national currency. Because parties are coming and going, political systems are changing, but they want to make sure that for a long period of time, they will exercise this control in case they need it, and they can manipulate by this way. They can put conditions by this way. They have to be sure that we are going to be under their control for any reason, because of the petrol deliveries, because of natural gas suppliers. Whatever is the reason, that's the way. Because in any other union, European Union, NATO, or world organizations of any kind, you can have a choice and exit at some point. But Eurozone, there is no exit. And that's why they're really closing their eyes for not proper figures, for the all these criteria which we are not compliant with, and that's why they're pushing us. And now we are going to enter without government, without accepted budget, without proper figures, with inflation rate nearly 12%. Requirement is 3%, but they don't mind. They want us to be there in order to control the territory and us. So this is the name of the big game, which I suppose is very close to any other country. And that's why, which is not in the Eurozone. That's why we can say all type of movements and opposition party are raising their power in Poland, in Hungary, in Slovakia, in Romania, because they don't want to really be under their control, and they want to have a choice to decide on their own countries. And it's not just, they try to say this is nationalistic parties, which are really kind of at the edge of the political spectrum, but it's not about this. It's about national interest, meaning when we sit together in one table, we have to be in a position to protect the national interest, the salaries, the natural resources, the economic development, to be on the same page, to be able to negotiate and to have bargaining power, which is we don't believe in all this peace, democracy, and we are all for the benefit of the people. This is proven many times, and it's proven again.
Okay, that means simply globalists want to take over your country, and they found a way with taking your sovereignty, monetary sovereignty, and now you will implement euro. Doesn't matter that you protested.